Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Inside the Den. Today we're going to take a look at Dragon's Prophet, a free-to-play fantasy MMORPG. And let's get started. Now guys, don't forget to follow me here and subscribe here on YouTube and also follow me over at Twitch TV. So let's get going. Whew! Seems a bit loud, but that's alright. So, here we go. We've got Guardian. We've got a couple of different options. Now we're already in the character creation. I've already created some characters. We're not going to go through the tutorial, and I'm going to tell you why. Tutorial is not that long, but the tutorial has a bunch of cutscenes that I can't escape out of. So I'm going to have to actually jump past that. But anyways, let's talk about the character classes here. We have a Guardian, heavily armored, melee combatants, basically your warrior. Then you've got a Ranger, who is essentially your bowman. Then you've got an Oracle, who is like your cleric and your healer. And then we have our sorcerer. We are getting a little bit of lag. And there's our sorcerer, which is essentially your magic user. Now let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and create a ranger, go through that customization. So let's go into customization. Now even though we do have male and female out there, we can also select male and female in here somewhere. I thought we could. I was pretty sure that we could. But either way, doesn't matter. We're going to go ahead and name our guy. Heldenfeld, and that's because we already have a Limpy and a Jelena Jensen created. So we can look at some of the different gear possibilities here. We can look at some later game gear and all of that stuff as well. We can also start messing around with changing our pupil and complexion and lip color, but then we can also change our individual gear colors as well, which is really pretty neat. We can get into all of this stuff and get into the highlights. So you got a lot of depth when it comes to your character creation here. And then you also have a lot of stuff when it comes to all of these things over here. Now, you may wonder, where's the randomize button? Well, they kind of hit it a little bit on us. Here's our randomize button, so we can randomize our build. Now, what's really funny about that is that only randomizes the build. Then you have to go to face and hair, and then we can get into randomization there, and then your head size, and then you can get into randomization there, and eyebrow shape. And so you can randomize on all these different ones. So it's not going to randomize all the options for you. It's just going to randomize these individual options right here. So let's go ahead and scroll out. And there we go. We're going to go back. So you see you have a lot of different options when it comes to actually customizing your character. The nice thing is it saved that. It didn't actually lose it. So let's finalize this character. Let's get into the game. Let's start showing you guys the stuff that you want to see. So now when you get in here and when you go through the basic tutorial, you're going to have 3 different options of starting areas to choose from. And depending upon where you choose, your friends will either be there or they'll be on a different area and stuff like that. And so you kind of want to be careful of that. But we're actually going to jump in. Let me show you the different characters I have. Here's Jelena Jensen and her crazy dragon that she already has available. She actually has 2 dragons available. And we're going to jump over to Afro Limpy Licious. And we're going to jump in with him because he's kind of in between the two, but he's already passed the tutorial. So let's go ahead and begin and jump in. Now, one thing I want to tell you, I want to talk about a couple of things on the display settings and stuff like that. It can be a little bit difficult to actually, when you first get started in the game, to play with your display settings. Now, you're going to get in there and you think, okay, well, I want to make it this resolution. I want to make it windowed. You're not going to be able to do that. Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to make it windowed. And then from that point in time, then you're going to be able to manipulate your screen by moving to the top, moving to the sides, moving to the bottom, and then grabbing the edges and dragging and dropping kind of where you want it. I know it's a weird situation if you play windowed. I like to play windowed so I can tab out very easily or move out and do other stuff, maybe while there's this loading screen or all these different things going on. So that's why I like to play windowed. If you like to play windowed, you're going to have to do that. Now, obviously, you can move back and forth very easily by hitting Alt and Enter, and you'll be able to get to the different parts and stuff like that. Now, hopefully, this will load up before. There have been some issues with this open beta, so hopefully we won't have too many while we're playing right now. Keep our fingers crossed. So I'm really, really tempted. Oh, there it goes. It's starting to speed up now. Starting to speed up. And there we go. Now, you're going to have a lot of different things you can do. And now, right as soon as you get in the game, right around the level that I'm at right now, I'm about to reach that point where I'm going to go do a quest where I can actually capture my first dragon. And the neat thing with that is not only can I capture my first dragon, but I can actually capture a second one of those, put him into the dragon lair, and actually have him do work for me. I can have him go out and get different stuff and things of that nature. So you kind of got a lot of opportunities. Now, it looks like we've kind of got some some lag here, and the difficulty is I have no way of getting out because escape is our only option. So we're just going to have to play with it the way that it is because I can't get my escape to work right now. It's actually not working. So we did complete this quest. Let's go ahead and hit complete. And you can see as we get into the game, now we've got you've obtained a powerful weapon, open your backpack, use right click to equip now. Now that has a sneaky way we can actually use our backpack. Let's go to system settings. Let's see display settings. Let's go to texture. Let's go to middle. Let's go visual quality. We're going to drop this down a bit for you guys because I know you guys want to see this more smooth than you really want to see me trying to give you. Now the graphics really are pretty good if you turn them all the way up and you're not doing stuff like I'm doing right now. Let's go ahead and actually I think I needed to apply. Let's apply that. Confirm, and we should be not having any issues. Now, of course, you're probably not going to have any issues with stuff like this because you're not going to be running fraps at the same time and recording and all that stuff. So we do have some of the basic, simple situations. Once you get close to a guy, you can hit F and start to talk to him. And then you can see you've got B for your backpack. Now, let's go through some of these commands. Now, P brings up your dragon info. Now, because I don't have a dragon, that doesn't have anything. It's kind of like your pet menu. Let's go ahead and close this out. You can when we do a tribute, when we do get one, we'll take a look at this and see all the different stuff. O is your socials. L brings up your quest list. K brings up your skills. Now in here, the one thing you want to look at is not only your skills. You can see we've got Capture the Dragon. Now we already have that down here in 7. You can see we've got a bunch of different stuff that's set up really easily in Q, E, R, V, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, on and on. And then you've got a couple of different skills here. But now when you use these skills, the Bash or the Destroying Strike, you can do combos. Let's find our combos real quick. So we got skills, we got more skills, and then we've got combos. So you see here, if I take and I hit my left click twice, you get Pursue. If you hit left click 3 times, you do Bashing. And then if you do left click and then right click, you do Brute. You guys can play with all this stuff and see all the different combos that you can come up with. You've also got parry combos and mad dance combos. So you've got all kinds of different combos that you can get into and play with. But as we look around, we can see the world of the game actually looks pretty good. The one complaint that I do have right out of the gate is that the combat is not as fluid as some of the other action MMORPGs that are hitting the market today. I'd like to see the combat a little more fluid. I'd like to see if I have somebody targeted for that target to stay on that person. Or on that monster, NPC, whatever. A lot of times I'm finding with my ranged characters, I'm actually missing because they're in one spot, I fire, then they actually move. Now I understand that that's a dodge mechanic, but it is a really big pain in the butt if you ask me. So now we need to take out these Ostracs for somebody. So let's go ahead and we're just going to start wailing on him. Now we can start using some of our skills. Now you'll see that some of the skill animations are pretty good. We're going to take this guy down really quick. You can also just hold down your left click and it'll run through all the different combos that you have available to you. F is a nice quick loot, and then double F, you can go ahead and actually take everything, and then we can start to skin. You are going to have a lot of different options when it comes to your professions as well. So let's go ahead and take out some more of these chocobos. Oh, I'm sorry, Ostracs, not chocobos, even though they look like chocobos. I don't know. You guys tell me. Do they look like chocobos? I think they look like chocobos. Tell me in the comments below if you think that these guys look like chocobos. So there we go. So we're going to take out a couple more of them. Now we need to get some sharp Ostrak claws, and then we're going to need to get some large intestine drippings. Now one of the neat things that you will find about the game, though, is that you do have, let's bring up our map. Now down here we've got a little area, this Omadi Gorge. Now we can go in there, not only can we go in there with a group, but it's a little dungeon. We can go in there actually as a solo. So they have 2 different options, and the skill level and the difficulty level of the mobs actually change depending upon. So let's actually use some of our, let's brute force this guy. There we go. Use some of our skills here. Little AoE attack. We're going to go ahead and skin him up. Now we need to find some menacing beetles. But you can go in there by yourself and check things out. It's kind of neat that you can go in there and do things on your own without having to actually get a group if you don't want to. Now, of course, if you go in and you do get a group, you do have the opportunity to get a lot more gear and a lot better gear out of these dungeons and stuff like that. But the game does have those minor dungeons that if you're more of a solo type player, you can get yourself into. So, all right, we need to take this guy out. Let's take out this guy. Nice AoE. I should probably grab a couple of these guys since I have this AoE. But as you see, getting the combos down and actually doing these different combos, it takes a little bit of practice, but you can get them down pretty quick. Let's go ahead, and you kind of take your time. Let's do a bash, we'll do a pursue, then we'll do another bash, and there we go. And then we've got destruction, which is a big overhand swing with my weapon. Now, I may actually have a better weapon, because I think I got something from one of those quests that I turned in. But let's pick up this loot. There's one of my large intestines, and there it is. I told you I had a better weapon. Look at massively better. I'd be handling these guys a lot better. So now we can take it. We can just right click, and that equips that. Now, one thing I do like about this is we are seeing some pretty good stuff as far as the changing of the gear as you put it on and as you change weapons and stuff of that nature. So I really like to see that some of my other characters, as I take and I progress through, or actually just the one that I have that's a much higher level, as I'm progressing through, I'm actually taking and seeing the gear change. I also do like that you do have a lot of options when you're taking and choosing which dragons you want to tame and which dragons you want to use for different stuff as you progress through the game. So we did get something there. Training longsword. Nope, we did get a green item, but it's probably marketplace dragon shards. We got a dragon shard. So these dragon shards, as you can see down there, obtain a dragon shard. You can view all of your shards in your backpack, third tab. So this dragon shard, we can actually use this to equip to our dragons and make them more powerful as well. So a really neat opportunity or neat skill or neat piece of the game there. I don't know how many different neat things I'll go through before I come up with the right word to give you guys for exactly why that's so neat. So now another thing that we're going to take and do is we're going to open our character panel. Now every time we level up, we do take and we get these points. Now if you do take and you put your points into charisma, it will make it easier for you to actually tame a dragon. So I'm going to put some of my points into that. But one thing I want you to be wary of is don't put all your points there, because you will find yourself as you're progressing through the game to be in a little bit of a stuck situation as far as being able to take things down or handle certain fights, because you're loaded up on charisma. And that's great for being able to capture dragons and stuff like that, but not so great when you're getting your butt kicked by these monsters all over the place. So let's go ahead and let's hit this guy one time. Let's do that. Let's do it again. Brute force. Little destruction. There we go. A little whirly. So you can see that right there I did a whole bunch of different skills. So it's really neat to see all the different skills that you have available. Now we can also take and dodge by hitting, left and right by hitting shift. So it is kind of nice that you can dodge like that. Let's go ahead and talk to this guy. All right, he wants us to investigate these injured dragons right here. Let's investigate that one. Investigate this one. Lickety split, and he's happy. Even though he's standing right there, he cannot investigate. He does not want to get his little frilly shirt underneath his coat dirty. So he's making me get dragon guts in my white afro. So let's talk to this guy. This is actually to get our first dragon and move around the screen a lot more quickly. So here we go. We're going to go, and he wants us to tame a flecked raptor. Now, when you are taking and deciding to tame the dragon, one thing that I highly recommend is actually do some damage to them first. You'll actually bring them down and make them easier to capture if you do a little bit of damage to them first. So we're going to wail on him a bit and we'll get him down to about 30% health. And I need to get up, and I'm going to die, actually. Sweet. Did such a good job. I wasn't even paying attention to my health. I thought, I got this guy, no problem. So shall we try this again? Here we go. Let's get down there. And now when you are training, you see the yellow bar underneath my character right there. Now you're going to use that, and that's going to be kind of like your stamina to be able to take and capture the dragon. Now you basically, it's like a bucking bronco, and you have to take and use your WAS and D keys to maneuver and kind of keep the reins on these guys. So I'll show you guys here real quick. Unfortunately, I died right there to set me back just a little bit. But let's get on this guy again. Let's do a little wailing on him. We're going to dodge some of his attacks. See, as he's coming at me, I'm going to do a little... Oh, he got me with his tail. So that's another thing I want to mention that I do think that they could do. They could adjust and make a little bit better. So we're going to have to get on this guy, or else we're going to take... So there you go. So you see my hands. Now I need to keep that little skull right in the middle as long as I can. You see... He's got that red on the right-hand side. So once that fills all the way up, I've taken and I've captured him. So let's get this over here. Come on, now get it back in the middle. There we go. Now I have captured my first dragon. So there we go. We've got our first dragon in mount form. Yahoo. Let's go ahead and close this right here and give ourselves a good look. Good look-see-loo. So we've got our first dragon right there. Now we could take and let ourselves heal up. We can also take and just by hitting tilde, we can actually unsummon our dragon or summon him. So we're going to send him away and then we'll resummon him out like that. And then tab will have us jumping onto our dragon. So now be careful though, because these cooldowns, it does take a little bit of cooldown time before you can just jump back into all the different modes with your dragon. So we're going to go ahead and we'll unmount him, and let's go ahead and let's see. We can bring him out into fighter mode right now, and he's going to help us wail on these beetles. He's going to jump right in. They will also take and level up just like you will, and you'll be able to, like we saw already, you're going to be able to give them gear. You're going to be able to do a lot of different stuff with them. So we've actually completed all of our quests. So let's jump on our dragon and let's head back into town, turn in our quests, and go look at a few other things. But now we can look at our pet, and we can see here he's got apprentice wood knowledge. Now depending upon the type of dragon that you choose is going to be dependent upon what kind of skills you get out of them. So you see he's got herb knowledge, wood knowledge, you got current strike here, and then you've got crippling pursuit. So this is all his different skills. Then you've got dragon soul skill, then you've got his elite skills here, and then you got riding skills and combat skills, and all those, depending upon what type of dragon you have, will change. So you want to take and pay attention, because you may want to have a dragon that's, if you're a sorcerer, you may want to have a dragon that's going to be primarily a tank. It's going to keep stuff off of you, keep you alive for a lot longer, and things of that nature. So, and there's literally hundreds of different types of dragons in the game. So if you're looking for a different type of dragon, you just kind of got to search around and figure out exactly what kind of dragon you want to take and you want to be rolling around on. Now, if we look on our map, we can see where our different quests are. We can see where quests are we need to turn in. We can see where vendors are, stuff like that. So we can move over to those areas, turn in our quests, get different quests, get involved in all kinds of different stuff like that. So we need to take and we need to register, confirm, and there we go. We've got that quest done. Let's complete that. And we actually didn't get any experience for that. We just got a nice little pat on the back. Thank you so much. But I do have to say, I am a bit disappointed in the, like I said, in the combat system. Let's go through some of this other stuff. M brings up your map. Obviously, we can see on our map. We can scroll our map around. We can see the next city. We can see where quests are. We can see quests that we have to turn in. All this different stuff as well. We could bring up N. Now, N is our actual our masteries. So you can see here, I need to get to level 15 before I'm going to be able to put points into these masteries. And then you can see they've got different options where you can actually take and pick this one, and you can hit which option you want to take. So there's a lot of depth here as far as these different things are concerned and these masteries are concerned. You can take and level up to unlock more talent combos and different things like that. So you can see, I mean, it gives you a real opportunity to decide which way you really want to create your character and which way you want your character to be designed. As we said, K brings up our skills, and we can look at all that. J brings up, this is kind of, you can see select equipment that you want to embed below from the backpack. Now you can take and actually use our dragon shards and embed these items with those. You know what, I totally misspoke. Those dragon shards are not for that, I forgot. They're for this. So you can actually take and embed that defensive unit into, let's say, our sword or something of that nature. So there we go, we can do that, and we can take and we can select this dragon shard, put it right there, hit OK, and boom, we now have the bonus of plus magical defense of 11 on our weapon. So I apologize, guys, for misspeaking earlier, but you do get items that you can put on your dragon. You see here, you could take and put different things on your dragon as well. It's not the dragon shard that I was talking about before. So let's get out of there. And that's brought up by hitting J. We can hit H, and we can actually look for a different party search. We can form a party at random. We can do different things like that and jump into parties. G brings up our guild. I brings up the achievement. We can see right here, we've got main storyline. We can see all the different things and all the different things that you can do as far as achievements are concerned. So really deep achievement system. U brings up this material refinement, where you can take and actually refine materials out of different stuff and different gear and things like that. So we can take and grab this. Nope. Oh wait, we can't do that. So we want to do what now? You can only place synthesis in these slots. So we can't, I know we can break down some of this stuff. I just can't remember exactly how to do that and get all those different things. But you see right there, you do have a lot of depth to the game. I really hope that they fix up some of their issues as far as, like we talked about, some of the little things like the combat being a little bit more fluid. I think there's a great opportunity for things like that to kind of be polished and to hopefully be cleaned up in the near future. The game is still in open beta, so one can hope. But you can see right here, we also have the ability to go to these different things, start collecting, start gathering, but that guy got that. So you're going to be able to gather all kinds of things out in the wilderness and things of that nature. So either way, there's a lot here. I know there's a lot for you guys to take in right there. Give me your opinion down below. If you've played Dragon's Prophet, I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about your experience in Dragon's Prophet, what you think they could do better, what you think they do very well, stuff of that nature. Love to hear what you guys say down in the comments below. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed today's trip inside the den. Don't forget to subscribe and keep yourself updated as each new episode is released. Also, don't forget to comment and like these videos, as we really do appreciate that feedback. If you'd like to play or learn more about Dragon's Prophet, you can check out the full game profile at MMODen.com or just click the link in the description. Well guys, till next time, thanks for watching.